Hey, Rigsby here, and in today's episode, I want to talk with you about a shift that I've made that I would encourage you to make too. So, I want to give you a little bit of a backstory. See, when I got into owning my own business, I had a first kind of leg of my career. I was a college baseball coach, college strength and conditioning, taught at the university, did a little bit of everything. And it was a wonderful kind of first leg of my professional life. I have great memories of that. I have just just so many incredible takeaways from it, and it's shaped a lot of who I've become as a business owner and as a business coach along the way. But at the end of that window of time, frankly, I dug myself a pretty deep financial hole. I had a considerable amount of debt. I had a terrible credit score because I had my freshman year in college, I had done a private loan in addition to like the government subsidized loans. And when I consolidated my student loans, that one kind of got lost in the shuffle. A whopping $900 loan had drugged my credit score down. And I was just not in a place of strength, right? And the reason I tell you that is because for the longest time, as a business coach, I always would empathize with people who weren't in a position of strength themselves. Maybe they had dug themselves a hole. Maybe they were in a bad place, and so I had a soft spot for them. And frankly, I still find those people pretty important and care about them. But I've recognized through the years that they're not the people that I'm great at helping. And some of this is I kind of understand that most of those people are not in the same kind of headspace I was in, right? I had already had a career, knew that I was a little bit late starting in this new leg of my professional life and had some catching up to do. But I also had a really strong foundation of marketing and selling through what I had learned recruiting athletes, through operations, running a program, building a playbook, understanding systems and organization, getting results for athletes. So I had a really strong foundation in spite of a couple of those pretty significant chinks in the armor. And I think that as I've moved forward and made this shift in who I believe that we're best at serving, I, the people who might be in a similar financial place that I was in may not have as strong a foundation. They're there because just not having a strength in sales or marketing, not being really competent in operations or organization or delivering results. And so I had some unique circumstances, and for a long time I would try to serve people who might be in the same spot but had arrived there in a completely different way. And then I can tell you when my business started to get even more enjoyable was when I said, okay, no, I'm going to look for people who have the foundation that we can really build with. And a lot of the work that we do, and I say we, Doug Sperling and I, with a lot of the wealthy gym owner stuff, and I know this is the same thing that we'll be doing with our forthcoming franchise we'll be launching in 2026 for the athlete market. It's we have to have people that have some evidence that, hey, I can do this, and more importantly, I'm willing to do this, because a lot of this is just a willingness thing. And whether that's a foundation of getting clients results, of being willing to go out and push and be assertive when it comes to marketing and client acquisition, being willing to put in some effort, some time, some energy. I mean, I am certainly somebody who talks a lot about, like, man, you can't act like a startup forever. But in the beginning, all of us have to really grind and push and put in some longer hours and do some things that hopefully we're not doing 4 or 5 years down the road. And if we play our cards right, maybe we're not doing them 18 months down the road. But I think that shift in recognizing that when we're trying to attract who we're best at serving, we can't just look at the circumstances. We have to look at the underlying character traits. We have to look at the people that we want to work with and say, can they be great at this? Can they be great at this with the right support, the right tools, the right systems. And it's a lot like hiring, right? It's very much like hiring. If you look at somebody's resume, that tells you a certain set of things, but you can certainly get under the hood and try to find out how they got to the place that they're sitting in front of you today, right? What traits give you a strong sense of evidence that they're going to be successful? And then what experiences, what characteristics maybe give you pause? And one of the things that I think kind of helped me make this shift is, instead of thinking about who I can rescue, it's like, who would I want to partner with? And I want to partner with people who take responsibility for their side of things and let me take responsibility for my side of things. And when you put that combination together, good things happen. And I think I've been pretty fortunate with the people that I've been able to work with over the last decade or so. That's worked out really well. But I think a lot of the things that I've applied in the collaborative work that I've done in a maybe a business partner sense or a project sense, I think we've got way better results with client attraction when I've applied those same kind of general concepts to the marketing and the discovery calls and just understanding, like, okay, is this somebody that if we partner together, we can both get where we're trying to go? For them, they can build the business that they want. They can generate the revenue, create the life, create the foundation of wealth that they want to have. For us, is it going to be fun to work with them? Is it going to be somebody that the way that we operate can get them the results that they're looking for? And then if you find that, that's kind of where all the good stuff lies in business. Now, I'm not going to tell you that it's entirely black and white. I'm not going to tell you that it's a super simple vetting process and there aren't exceptions to rules or whatever else. But I think that most of us that are in the service business, a lot of the enjoyment, fulfillment, and results we get in business, I mean, it comes from picking the right people to serve, and are those people ready to get results and become the people that they need to become to get the outcomes that they're seeking, and do the things that they need line up with the things that we can provide. If we kind of build our pursuit in that way, and we build our marketing, our sales, our service delivery in that fashion, we're going to be way, way better off. I think that shift is one of the biggest shifts I'll be working with business owners to make in the upcoming year, to be that business in their respective market that knows who they are, knows who they serve, and makes it abundantly clear that this is the place to be if you're ready to get results by becoming the type of person who gets those results. So if that's you, I'd love to work with you. But more importantly, in your market, I would encourage you in the upcoming year to seek out those people and make it clear so you can have that same shift in 2026.